I wanted to ask you a little bit about your growing up there. What got your interest in theater or acting? And
Well, Jim, let me tell you, first of all, what got me started was my love for the cowboy.
yeah,
I just finished a book. It'll be out, my memoirs. It'll be out probably December or January. It's called From Hollywood to Michael Dante Way. Michael Dante Way is a street they named after me this past October.
wonderful.
Congratulations
Yes, right.
on that.
Congratulations.
I'm so
very
proud of
much.
that and all the accomplishments in the sports world and television, motion pictures, and writing. Had my own radio show. So I've had 4 careers going and still going. So I'm very proud of that. But it began with my love for the cowboy. I have the first picture you'll see and comment you'll see in the book when it comes out is I always wanted to be a cowboy. I'm a 3-year-old on top of a pony and holding onto a pommel, and you'll see this little kid, a 3-year-old kid, just looking and peering at the world and wanting to be a cowboy. So it all started then, really, fantasizing. Mm-hmm. Now, I believe that one of the problems we have with our youth today is that they do not and have not been able to exercise healthy fantasies. Mm-hmm. You see on television, everything is blatant.
That's
you see,
right.
You see murder, you see sex, you
Yes.
see the explosion of buildings, of continents, and so forth and so on. And the kids see this violence
That's right.
constantly on television. And we grew up, I went to specifically the Strand Theater and the Palace Theater in my hometown of Stamford, Connecticut, and we'd sneak in. We didn't have any money to
Yes.
get in the theater. We'd go with a Mounds or a Baby Root, and that was our lunch and dinner, because we'd stay all day long for there were 2 showings.
That's
We'd
right.
go in the afternoon, we'd get out at 6 o'clock at night to go home for dinner. But we'd sneak in. When they opened the exit doors, we'd go into the shadow part where they couldn't see us. We'd sneak in the seated area and so forth, and we'd watch our favorite heroes. We'd watch Tom Mix, and you watch
Yes.
Ken Maynard, and we watched Roy Rogers, and we watched Hopalong Cassidy, and Russell Hayden, and so Gabby Hayes, even the character men we loved and we knew. And we watched the Dead End Kids,
I love
identified
that.
with
Yeah.
all of them. Now, we'd sit there, and I'd sit there and romanticize Burt Lancaster
Yeah.
and making love to a girl and being the hero in a gunfight or fisticuffs and so forth, and wanting to be like that person. And then when I got older, as a teenager in high school, and my sweetheart, when I went to school with, we'd go to the movies on the weekend and hold hands there, and I'd fantasize being that hero on the screen. And it was all so very healthy, romantic, and nice, and
noble.
And noble, absolutely, and certainly all Americana.
I'm Colin Ray. Within the next 30 seconds, at least 3 children will be physically or sexually abused. We must stop this national tragedy that robs our children of their innocence, their dignity, and often their lives. If you or someone you know are being abused, call Child Help USA National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4A-CHILD. Call is free and confidential 24 hours a day. 1-800-4A-CHILD. You can stop child abuse.
I think I'll sing a song called
Cowboys are my weakness because, after all, it's Christmas time, right? And the best present of all is to have a cowboy kiss your hand or something fun like that. I'm not looking at you. Well, you'll never hear me knocking an old pair of boots. A man who wears his Wranglers for a Sunday suit. The kind that ain't afraid to get some dirt on his hands. Bring your fresh daisies in a coffee can. I like a man to drive me around, pick up style. Tip his hat and wink at me, shoot me a smile. Take me two-stepping at the honky-tonk. That kind of man ain't hard to want, 'cause cowboys are my weakness.
I'm just singing now.
Living some down home, rugged sweetness, just a little bit outlaw and a little bit Jesus. Let me tell you, cowboys are my weakness. Well, I love to hear my name inside a Texas drawl. Man who takes the time to talk to me when I call. Might get a little rowdy, a little out of hand, but when he's around your mama, he says, yes, ma'am. He's a doer, not a talker. He's tried and he's true. Honey, he's the salt of the earth, but if he's sweet on you, well, he'll treat you like you're the only woman alive. Saddle by saddle, the only way to ride, 'cause cowboys are my weakness. Give me some down home, rugged sweetness, just a little bit outlaw and a whole lot of Jesus. Let me tell you, cowboys are my weakness.
I knew that too. I just didn't want to show you up.
Today, I'm out here with my pal Danny Boy, and we have a message for you from the American Lung Association. If you don't smoke, don't start. And if you do smoke, find a way to stop. Now, we know that it's not easy, so check with your doctor. He'll be the first one who'll be glad to help show you the way. Now, for a better quality life and a longer life, stop smoking today. So, for me and Danny, to all of you, good luck, God bless, and here's hoping we see you at the Crossroads.
Yeah, there happened to be a doctor in the audience at one of the symposiums, at one of the film festivals that I attended. And I said that why you have so many youngsters behaving so violently and with psychotic behavior is because they have not had the opportunity to exercise healthy fantasies. All they see before them, as I said before, the violence, all of the hostile and relationships with men and women and so forth are not romantic and healthy. And so these young people go out and avenge a teacher for reprimanding them and so forth, or giving them a bad mark, and they go out with a gun and take it out on their classmates and what have you, and they react to violence. They're not reacting to the niceties of someone that needs to have a problem corrected by their superiors. So you have much too much negative reaction because we are not giving the opportunity to our young people to exercise healthy fantasies.
That's right. The role models that we had growing up in film and television, and that you were wanting to be like that. You wanted to be something good. You wanted to be something noble. You wanted to do something to change the world and make it a better place.
Exactly. When I grew up, I wanted to be another Joe DiMaggio. Now, Joe DiMaggio was my hero when I was growing up. And years later, Joe became one of my best pals.
Isn't that
Yeah. So
incredible?
here I dreamed and fantasizing, and that became a reality.
Yes.
To the day Joe passed away, we were pals. I would see him at least once a year at the one of the celebrity golf tournaments that we both attended for many years, and we would talk. I would always have to sit with Joe and my wife Mary Jane. He would say, "Michael, Mary Jane, come out, you sit with me," and so forth and so on. So we would have wonderful conversations and so forth. So here I am. I'm having dinner or having lunch or playing golf with my idol. When I
Yes.
was a boy, just a 9-year-old boy, wanting to just go out and see Joe DiMaggio, and at the Yankee Stadium. I lived in Stamford, Connecticut, which is only 50 minutes to the Yankee Stadium. So I had the opportunity to go to watch him play, and he was the greatest ball player, all-round ball player I ever
Yes,
saw.
he
Everything looked
was.
so easy and so forth. So to think that he became a friend. Clark Gable, who was one of my idols when I was growing up. Eddie G. Robinson. I worked with Eddie G.
Oh
Robinson.
my goodness.
I did Seven Thieves with Eddie G. Robinson, and he was love of our family. My father was my father's favorite actor, and one of my favorite actors. And then, while on the contract to 20th Century Fox, I did Seven Thieves with Eddie G. Robinson, Rod Steiger, Eli Wallach, Joan Collins.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
it was a wonderful caper. We robbed them Monte Carlo. I had an excellent part in it. And Clark Gable, who, when I was on the contract to MGM, I got to meet him and spend a couple of hours talking baseball in his dressing room.
I didn't know he loved baseball.
Oh yeah, he loved sports. Most of the actors
Yeah.
really like sports, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
The sports personalities all were had an affinity with the actors
Well,
and
come
actresses.
to mind, I can give you one name, was Gene Autry, who loved baseball.
Right, exactly. I know Gene. I met him. I played in his Celebrity All-Star games at Anaheim several times when he was the owner there, and met him down in the locker room and talked with him and so forth. What a man. Everybody loved him and wanted so much to win the a pennant for him in the World Series. And unfortunately, before he passed away, that he never got his wish. But they certainly worked their buns off to try to achieve that, because they all loved him. He was a great owner.
Yeah. Well, I heard a lot of great stories from people like Nolan Ryan, who I don't know if you know Nolan or not.
I met him there when he was a teammate. He was one of the pitching. It was a star of the pitching staff for the Angels. You know, he was a hell of a ball player. He's a Hall of Famer. You know.
Yeah. But he. Real quick, I'll tell you real quick. We were on our way to East Texas, my wife and I were on our way to East Texas, and I said, I got to go to the restroom. So we pulled off in this little side road where this little place was, and I went in, usually I turned around to walk out the door, and who's standing there but Nolan Ryan? I did not think that was a good time to ask for an autograph.
This next song is the one we won the competition with. We worked on it for months and months. The Harmony Award competition goes to duos, and then trios are above, so they break it up, and it's between youth and adult too in separate categories.
Are you sure it wasn't years and years?
No, we worked only months and months, but
Well,
it was
felt
tough on
like
you.
years and years.
But what we did is we took the third movement of the Grand Canyon Suite, Verdi Grofe's American Classical Piece for Symphony from the 1930s. And the third movement is a very familiar melody, On the Trail, which inspired Dale Evans' first few notes of Happy Trails. The heart of the melody did this. And we did this song in honor of Dale, but also as difficult as we could put it together. So let's have fun with this. From On the Trail. This will be our last song for the duet, and then we'll have Kristen come up and do good stuff.
If I mess up, don't hit me or kick me.
I hope not. You gonna be stubborn like a mule?
Yeah. Hee-haw! 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 Mule!
He's the stubbornest mule I ever saw. He's tossing his head, he's raising on lead. He's getting me all of a twitter. That ornery critter, he goes
Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
He must have been born in Arkansas. Don't wanna be led, just wants to be fed. Why he make a fiddle play liberty
hee-haw, hee-haw.
He's hankering for a pitchfork, a straw.
His hoofbeats are beating and telling him soon he'll be eating his tail. Clipperty-clopperty, clipperty-clop, clipperty-clopperty, clipperty-clop, clipperty-clopperty over the rim of the hill. We're on the trail. The sun is low, the canyon is wide. Hi-ee, hi-ee, hi-oh. We'll sing a song as we ride. We're on the trail. My mule and I, we haven't a care. Hi-ee, hi-oh. My heart is free as the air. Out on the old painted desert, I know a wonderful side where we can build us a fire, where we can spend the night. The sun will rise, in the sky the stars will grow pale. Hi-ee, hi-ee, hi-ho, and we'll be back on the trail. We'll camp for the night in the desert, that ancient mysterious place. Echoes of time all around us. Who knows the trail they trace? We'll ride away along the trail that follows the sun, and hope someday to meet some wonderful one. I'll sleep tonight and dream of her, my wonderful one. On the trail, on the trail, on the trail, on the trail. Whoa, mule!
Thank you.
For over 20 years, I've been interviewing the cowboy stars of film and television. Now I'd like to share what I've learned with you, not just the easily researched information, but the true stories behind the films and the stars. My audiobook, Golden Nuggets Along the Old Hollywood Trail, lets you in on little-known facts, trivia, and stories of the Western stars and films from the beginning to today. If you're a fan of the Western genre, I'd love to share my stories with you, and here's how.
He was exceptional. Of course, now he's the president of the Texas organization.
Yeah.
And I had the good fortune to work with giants in the business: Randolph Scott,
Yeah.
Virginia Mayo, Karen Steele. My first picture I starred in, which was Westbound, where I played a one-armed soldier boy.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I guess it's about 10 years ago, I received a call of 5 greatest performances by an actor playing a one-armed character. And he had Spencer Tracy, Bad Day at Black Rock, and he had Tom Tryon, played the brother of Chuck Heston in a Western, and Chill Wills in
Chill Wills.
Picture with Glenn Ford, and a Western with Glenn Ford, and then I had the Fugitive, the one-armed
Right, the
character,
one-armed man,
Fugitive.
yeah.
And myself, I was by far the youngest, and I was so proud of that because being in a company with these actors, particularly Spencer Tracy and so
Yes,
forth,
my
one
goodness.
of the greatest of all time. So I've been blessed to be on the contract to 3 major studios,
Right.
and starting out on the contract to MGM, Warner Brothers, and finishing at 20th Century Fox. I was probably one of the last of the contract players at 20th Century Fox after I did the Seven Thieves. And I had a 5-picture deal with 20th Century Fox. Then we went on strike for 6 months.
My goodness.
There was no work in film and so forth and so on. And it was just unfortunate being a hot actor, going from one picture to another, one show to another. All contracts were null and void. So I had to start all over again to build that momentum and start my career going to pick up that momentum to do bigger and better things.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you ever experience in your career what, at this point, what you're talking about, where you walked in the door and some 20-year-old was looking up at you who's casting a movie and going, "What have you done?"
Yeah, oh yeah, you get it. What the transition that I didn't like in the business was that you had personal associations with the people that was interested in casting you in a film or a television show. So you had maybe 3 actors who were up for that part. So you went to see the producer, you met the director, and the casting director opened the door and you went in. And you knew that you had at least 33 1/3% of a chance of getting that role. And if not, in some cases, even a better chance, maybe just you and another actor. So the transition that was negative as far as I was concerned, it all became mechanical.
Yes.
It was an 8x10 and a bio
Yes.
and computer. Everything was computerized today and so forth. You had no personal contact.
That's right.
So when you went in years ago, you go in and you talk about, you express yourself, whatever what you thought of the character and the script. And several times I went in, I would go in as the character.
Yeah.
I would scare the hell out of the producer at times.
Yes.
You know, if it was a heavy, an antagonist, a bad guy, and so forth. And I tell my agent, I said, look, when I walk in the room, step aside, and the producer doesn't know me, and I said, I just want to do something to make an impression here. So I would walk in the room and so forth, and one particular producer, I'll tell you the personal story. He stuck out his hand, and the character that they were looking for was brash, and he was very offensive and really an antagonist. So I went in, and the producer stuck out his hand, and I said, "What are you, a handshaker? Don't stick out your hand at me, you bum. What have you done in this community? You know, every time you've made a decision here, you've made it for your selfish reasons. The money that you and the likes of you have took it and took from the people and put it in your pocket. So don't put your hand out to me. Don't shake hands with me. I would shake hands with you if you paid me." And I turned around and walk out.
This is a song that, Janet got the idea for a song that was a Western swing song and also a yodel song. Because she said DJs never would play yodeling, but they'll always play the Western swing. So she had her idea and a verse written up and told me and Devin, help me write this swing song. And so the 3 of us came up with a song called Yodel Western Swing. Oh! She fell in love with Western swing. She was just a singing teen. And it was back in Grandpa's day. But she was learning how to play.
Wheels and cooling on the stage, and yodelers were all engaged, but no one had a clue this little gal could yodel it too. Little yodel lady, show us what you got. Let us hear a yodel. Come on, baby.
I'm out here with Danny Boy, out here at the Crossroads Ranch. My request is this. Have you signed up to be an organ donor? And have you talked this over with your loved ones so that they know your desires? That is a gift that only you and God together can give to those in need. So, till we meet again, good luck, God bless, and we'll see you at the Crossroads. Let's go, Dean.
I'd walk out and they'd come back here. Here, okay, you got the part.
You showed him you could play the part.
Yeah. So it's just something, a decision you make, and you go with it.
That's right.
See? And that's
and you can't
gone.
do that online. You can't do that online.
You can't do that anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. It's all.
And actors have created so much of the parts and the roles, you know, like you said, within discussion that maybe the writer or the director didn't see, because you're feeling the part, you're becoming that person, and so many things just kind of happen.
Yeah, you could do it in 5 minutes there,
right?
And, you know, in front of him, so he doesn't have to think and so forth. And wonder if this guy's right, and if he's got, you know, he's got the guts or the emotion to
and
play
if
this
there's a
role.
chemistry there,
exactly.
with the chemistry is so
but now you
important.
can't do it with computers. Everything is electronics and you know,
and I think that's
special
so much of
effects
the magic of what we see in the
gone.
past.
It's gone.
Is the magic, and also I feel that in music too.
Yeah.
There's too much computerized, and it's the chemistry of those individuals and those humans coming together with their spirits and their minds that creates that moment.
Yeah, well, it's intangible. The only way you get the intangible can come to life is you got to improvise, or you got to have somebody with experience to come in there and do something like that and say, oh yeah, wow, this guy, well, we could do this and that. It's not written in the script, but wow.
That was magic.
Oh boy, he's interesting. We could do something. So that's, it's gone.
That's
right. It's too bad. You know.
Now your book that's coming out, when is this book going to be out?
It should be on January, and it's called From Hollywood to Michael Dante Way. And Michael Dante Way is the street that was named after me in this past October in my hometown of Stamford, Connecticut. So I'm very proud of that, and
I think
it's an interesting book, and it's really about my association and my experiences with meeting people and working with people that I work with, are bigger than life, tremendous talents and interesting people, intellectuals and creative people from the music world to acting, writing, and sports, and radio. And I had my own radio show and did 300 shows with top stars in the world. So I have that all in my library, and I'm so appreciative to have the opportunity to do the things that I've done, and it'll all be in the book.
So, till we meet again, good luck, God bless, and we'll see you at the Crossroads. Let's go, Dean.
You gonna be stubborn like a mule?
Yeah. Hee-haw! 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 Mule!
He's the stubbornest mule I ever saw. He's tossing his head, he's raising on lead. He's getting me all of a twitter. That ornery critter, he goes
Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
He must have been born in Arkansas. Don't wanna be led, just wants to be fed. Why he make a fiddle, play liberty, liberty, liberty goes.
Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
He's hankering for a pitchfork, a straw.
His hoofbeats are beating and telling him soon to be eating his tail. Clipperty-clopperty, clipperty-clop, clipperty-clopperty, clipperty-clop, clipperty-clopperty over the rim of the hill. We're on the trail. The sun is long, the canyon is wide. Hi-ee, hi-ee, hi-oh. We'll sing a song as we ride. We're on the trail. My mule and I, we haven't a care. Hi,